MRecktv. You a joke's bound to happen if you slipping or you lacking. I'm gripping on the Mac 10, ready for the action. Shots to make you break dance and have you do a backspin.
The first documentary was Calvin Klein, the Brooklyn Don. You know, I got the name for that, the title for that outside of the Don Diva. You know, when I was searching for gangsters, he popped up in the Don Diva. Back in the day, man, you know, my first joint, I think I started on his in 2006, and you know, I looked him up, found out what he was, and then I went into it, man. You know, that was the first joint, though. That's everybody loves that shit. It's a classic.
Got you. Salute. So, what intrigued you to do a whole documentary on Calvin Klein?
Well, what started me to do the documentaries first, because I was into filmmaking. But it wasn't, now that I thought about it, because I remember we talked about it, it wasn't nothing special in the beginning. It was special when I started it, because I learned more about him. To me, he was just like another drug dealer until he started spilling his story. It ain't too much you could say on in writing, and like besides you talking. When you talking, it's different when writing. So when I began to talk to him, and he started telling me, when I asked him how he got on, you know, Klein's story, the first thing intrigued me was that he was selling an ounce of cane. He was out chopping, smashing down an ounce and bottling it up like any other drug dealer. And one day he got robbed for 5 jumbos. Anybody know that's crack rocks, you know? So somebody tried to rob him for 5 tops, and he stabbed the dude up. And when he coming down the block, he was all bleeding, and that's how he met Danny, and you know, from Marcy Projects, and it started from there. Well, I'm gonna bring you into the highlight from that story. That was when he met Danny, and that's when he started hustling.
Gotcha.
Cause he asked Danny. Well, he was hustling already. He asked Danny. Danny asked him like, "Yo, what the fuck going on? What you doing?" He's like, "Yo, nigga just tried to steal 5 jumps from me, son. I stabbed him up." It's like, what? So he was like, "Yo, I'm on the run now," you know, because Klein had just came home again, you know what I'm saying? So Danny said, "Yo, man, you know, go upstairs, man, take that off, man, and come back down." Klein comes back downstairs, and, you know, they start talking, and he hit Klein with some work, bought some work. Klein flipped it, hit him again, flipped it. Long story short, Klein said by the next morning he was almost like on a key from an ounce. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's some serious hustling.
Yes, sir.
And determination.
Yes, sir.
You know, another highlight was how this come from Klein and his people's mouths. You dig what I'm saying? Ain't nothing that I'm adding. How Klein strategically kind of like took over the project because he didn't like outsiders being in the projects. So Klein had hustlers with his team because he had to figure out how to move all of these drugs now. So he gathered up his team, which dudes was already hustling, and then some gunmen, like dudes that do stick-ups. So what happened was he went, and the stick-up dudes took a crew with them, some shorties, and they started laying everybody down that really wasn't, you know, I guess, supposed to be pumping in Red Hook. You know what I mean? And sent a message. They said the next day Klein was getting calls from other dealers like, "Yo, what's going on?" Klein was like, basically, I'm going on. Like, yo, niggas can't come over here in this project that don't belong here, man. He was putting the press game down hard.
Got you.
Know what I'm saying? And you know, that's how Klein said he began to start his enterprising, man, and his business. You know, I wouldn't say enterprising because that would be you dealing with a whole lot of different stuff, but that's how he started the drug trade heavy. That was in 1987. Those were supposed to be like some of the glory years, you know, late 70s all the way through the 80s for cocaine. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he got his. That's one of the major highlights that we highlighted in the documentary. Which after a while, Klein started getting so big where I know it's a New York thing, but you know what I'm saying? After a while, I started seeing a lot of cats. He wasn't counting no more because he didn't have time to count it because they was making it so fast. So they was weighing it. And I guess a certain amount of weight was a certain amount of money. Dig what I'm saying? If you put so many 20s on one scale, I guess that's what the weight was, you know what I mean? That's what the money was, you know what I mean? So they didn't count it no more like that, you know? That was a little crazy. And, you know, for them to be making $30,000-$40,000 in a few nights out there, you know what I mean? You know, he said he was getting paper like that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, with the help of Danny Diamonds from Marcy, you know, I guess all of that was possible. You dig what I'm saying? So, cause Danny had Marcy Project, you know, the way it was taught to me that Jay already knew, Klein already knew Jay. That's how I got the story. You know what I'm saying? Klein knew all of them dudes. 50 Cent, the original 50 Cent. That's how he got his name, from the original 50 Cent, Calvin Klein.
Oh, word?
Yeah, his name is Calvin Bako, but 50 Cent named him Calvin Klein.
That's ill. That's ill.
Yeah.
Wow, that's ill.
You know what I'm saying? Ill. You know, back then, I guess they was all out there at the Albee Square Mall. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Cause in the beginning, you know, Klein and them, they was doing stick-ups. They was digging pockets and getting niggas on the train. They was robbing people on the train.
What? I hit the money dance when I catch a lick. If it's beef, then I'm blaming with the West and everybody out here scamming and finessing. Who can you trust? Don't mistake love for lust. Y'all can all get touched when the slugs go bust, especially when niggas know you're the plug and such. You a joke's bound to happen if you slipping or you lacking. I'm gripping on the Mac-10, ready for the action. Shots will make you break dance and have you do a backspin. I got more kicks than karate flicks. My whole team pushing Maserati whips. You on IG liking thotty pics. Shorty pocket broke but her body fixed.
Peace, world. To promote your music or promote your business by placing an ad on MRecktv, contact MRecktVpromo, MRecktVpromo @gmail.com. Peace. Oh yeah, subscribe to MRecktV, youtube.com/MRecktV. I'm gone.
MRecktv. It's gotta